What if the biggest wars in life don't happen in public, but behind closed doors, in luxury homes and polished smiles? What if anger doesn't explode on the streets anymore, but slowly rots inside relationships until it destroys everything from within? This is Beef Season 2, 2026, and this time, the rage is not just between two people, it's between two couples, two worlds, and a system that feeds on corruption. We begin in Monte Vista Point Country Club, in the heart of wealthy Monteceto. Everything looks perfect. Expensive lawns, silent luxury, smiling elites pretending nothing is wrong. But underneath all this beauty, something is already breaking. We meet Josh Martin, played by Oscar Isaac, a man obsessed with status, control, and appearances. He is the general manager of the country club, but at home, his marriage with Lindsay, played by Carey Mulligan, is collapsing in silence. No love, no intimacy, only resentment pretending to be stability. And then there is another couple, Ashley and Austin, young, broke, engaged. Austin is a part-time trainer dreaming of success online. Ashley works at the same country club, serving drinks, stuck without a diploma, stuck in life. But they still believe in each other, still believe in someday. And then, one night changes everything. During a private argument between Josh and Lindsay, something snaps. Lindsay grabs a golf club and destroys everything in Josh's shed, shouting, breaking, losing control. And in that exact moment, Ashley and Austin witness it, and they start recording. Because what they just saw is not just a fight, it is leverage, power, opportunity. And in a world like this, that changes everything. But what happens next will turn 4 lives into a collapsing chain reaction of lies, greed, and survival. And no one is prepared for how far it will go.
The next morning, everything feels different. The world is still the same, but power has shifted. Because now, Ashley and Austin hold something dangerous. A video, a secret, a weapon. Josh knows something is wrong. He feels watched, controlled, and slowly he realizes the truth. Someone saw everything. Instead of reporting him, Ashley and Austin make a decision, a dangerous one. They use the video to blackmail Josh, and it works. Josh is forced to give Ashley a promotion at the country club, but this is not the end. It is only the beginning, because now Ashley wants more. Not just money, not just survival. She wants stability, a future, health insurance, control over her life, and even a better position for Austin, despite him being unqualified. Meanwhile, Josh and Lindsay's marriage continues to rot. No intimacy, no connection, just silent hatred disguised as routine. Josh escapes into adult content online. Lindsay starts flirting with younger men, especially a tennis instructor named Whoosh. Everyone is cheating, even if not physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And then a new force enters the story. Chairwoman Park, the billionaire owner of the country club, and her husband, Dr. Kim. Suddenly, the world becomes bigger, more dangerous, more corrupt. Private jets, plastic surgery trips to Korea, money laundering disguised as luxury. And Josh realizes something terrifying. He is not powerful. He is replaceable. Ashley gets sick, a medical diagnosis, an ovarian cyst. It might threaten her ability to have children. And suddenly, her entire world shifts, because survival is no longer emotional. It is physical. And now, blackmail becomes something else. It becomes necessity. But what happens next turns this quiet manipulation into full-scale destruction.
Everything is now spiraling. No one is in control anymore. Not Josh, not Lindsay, not Ashley, not Austin. Josh starts secretly stealing money from the country club. Small amounts, carefully hidden. But it is enough to build something dangerous. A second life, a backup plan, a lie that keeps growing.
Ashley is doing the same, but differently. She fakes documents. She lies about Austin being a trained physical therapist. She is not just surviving anymore. She is building a system of deception. And then, everything connects. Chairwoman Kark is laundering money through Josh, but she notices something. Someone else is interfering. Someone inside the system is stealing. And suddenly, Josh is no longer just an employee. He is a liability. At the same time, Austin begins forming a connection with Eunice, Chairwoman Park's assistant, a connection that confuses him, changes him, and pulls him away from Ashley emotionally. And Ashley notices. Jealousy begins to grow. Doubt begins to spread. Love begins to rot. Then comes the breaking point. Austin confesses something he should never say. He is attracted to Eunice, not in love, but enough to destroy trust. Ashley loses control, completely, and in a moment of panic, she jumps from a moving car, running, falling, surviving, but barely. Because now, everything is falling apart. Relationships, jobs, secrets, and the system itself. But nothing compares to what happens next. By the time we reach the end, Josh is deeply involved in money laundering for Chairwoman Park. Lindsay's marriage is already emotionally dead. Ashley has committed multiple acts of fraud and revenge. Austin has been pulled into lies he barely understands. Chairwoman Park is actively covering up a murder and global corruption network. At this point, nobody is innocent anymore. But the finale is not about who is guilty. It is about who survives and what they become after surviving. The final act begins with the group traveling to South Korea, under the excuse of business, wellness, and medical tourism. But in reality, Chairwoman Park is consolidating power. Dr. Kim's medical scandal is being buried. Every character is being quietly monitored. The plane and soul setting become symbolic. There is no escape anymore. Everything is under Park's control. Everyone is now inside her system. This is where the game stops being local and becomes global. In Soul, we learn something crucial. Chairwoman Park doesn't just cover up crimes. She absorbs them into her business structure. Medical malpractice, covered up with bribes. Deaths, rewritten as complications. Money trails, cleaned through fake invoices and shell accounts. Josh realizes something terrifying. He is no longer blackmailing or being blackmailed. He is now a permanent tool in a criminal machine. He cannot leave with consequences. The emotional core of the ending is Austin and Ashley. Everything collapses here. Austin discovers. Ashley has manipulated multiple situations. She has used his identity and credentials. She has been making survival decisions without honesty. Ashley discovers. Austin is emotionally drifting toward Eunice. He no longer fully trusts her. Their relationship was built on desperation, not stability. And then comes the breaking point. Austin admits the truth. He is emotionally connected to Eunice, not fully cheating, but no longer fully present either. This destroys Ashley. Because for her, love was the only stable system she believed in. And now, even that is gone.
This is one of the most important moments in the entire season. Inside the car, everything Ashley built emotionally collapses. She realizes she has lost control of her life completely. She feels replaced, trapped, and exposed. And then she does something extreme. She jumps out of the moving car. This is not just impulsive behavior. It represents something deeper. She is trying to escape emotional abandonment, moral guilt, the system she helped create. But instead of freedom, she lands into physical injury and psychological collapse. Ashley's hospital arc confirms the show's central message. Even survival comes with a price. She learns her medical condition is serious, her fertility may be permanently affected, her financial stability is still controlled by Josh's blackmail system. Even in a hospital bed, she is not free. She is still inside the system. Josh's ending is one of the most ironic. At the start of the season, he wanted control, respect, status. By the end, he is no longer in control. He is laundering money for someone more powerful. He is trapped in Chairwoman Park's operations. The final twist is psychological. Josh thought he was using corruption, but corruption was using him all along. He is no longer a leader. He is a function inside a machine. Lindsay's arc ends differently. She doesn't explode. She withdraws. After realizing her marriage is beyond repair, Josh is morally gone, the life she built is hollow, she disappears into a quieter existence. No victory, no revenge, just distance. Her ending represents something painful. Sometimes survival looks like disappearance. Years later, we see where everyone ended up. Still together, still married, financially successful, but emotionally empty. They achieved everything they fought for, but lost the emotional connection that gave it meaning. Their love survived, but as a hollow version of itself. Josh, no longer in power, removed from the system, possibly imprisoned or erased from influence. But more importantly, he is no longer relevant. Lindsay, living quietly, far away from luxury, finally free from chaos, but not happy, just silent. The ending is not about winners or losers. It's about transformation through corruption. Every character follows the same pattern. They want stability, they choose compromise, they escalate into deception, they lose emotional truth, they end up surviving, but changed. The show is saying something very uncomfortable. In modern systems of power, survival often requires moral decay, and once you adapt, you can't go back. Nobody gets a clean ending. Nobody is fully punished. Nobody is fully rewarded. The final image of Season 2 isn't violence. It isn't revenge. It isn't justice. It is routine. People going back to normal life, after everything they did to survive it. And that is what makes it disturbing. Because the real beef was never between people. It was between who they were and who they had to become to survive.